Waiting, wanting.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode
81
of the Sit Down Podcast.
Back once again
with the Renegade Master. We had an interesting guest.
Yeah, this guy was I almost said cute. Yeah, he was cute for all you girls out there, or guys, I guess. But yeah, he was a good young lad out of Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. How do you say his last name again?
Jake Vaadeland.
Vaadeland.
Yep.
Yeah, he was. So this guy, man, I'm just intrigued / impressed. He's a young guy playing that old like 50s, 60s rock and roll kind of music.
Rock. What do you call it? Rockabilly and bluegrass.
Yeah. So if you like old Johnny Cash, Buddy Holly, Elvis Presley, that kind of stuff, that's essentially what you're getting in for. If you like that kind of stuff.
Yep.
We had him, take out the banjo a little bit, do a little bit of show us what rolling is, and then as a teaser had him play
part of
was it the chorus of one of his songs. But
yep,
very, very good kid. Can't wait to meet him in person.
Yeah,
he will be playing at Chesterfest in September. Yeah, go to funkymooserecords.ca to purchase these Northern Royals albums, you guys.
Yeah, these ones here, right there.
They're going off the shelves. So don't miss out on that.
Also, check out the merch on our website for Northern Royals, but
that's
also the Funky Moose sweater that Joel's wearing.
Hey-oh, the big moose.
Or the hat that he's wearing.
Is this hat on the site?
Yeah.
I thought I was the only one with it too. It wasn't red. Inside joke there. Back to episode 10 or something. But
you're not Mike.
Yeah. Who the hell's Mike?
Yeah.
If you guys go to the media tab on funkymooserecords.ca.
Right. We did something new.
Yeah. We tried out the radio show that we were talking for a little bit. And I think there will be another episode coming out maybe in a couple of weeks or something.
But we need submissions.
Yes. So if you guys have any type of music, we don't care what genre it is or where you're from. If you guys want us to play your song on the radio show, submit those. You can private message us, DM us, email us. I'll put those links in here, as well as check out the radio show. It's in the media tab on funkymooserecords.ca.
We called it, it's a working title. So if you have suggestions for a new title, we're all ears.
Yeah, right called, now it's Sit the Funk Down Radio.
Yep. Yeah, so under the media tab, click on Sit the Funk Down Radio. When you click on that, you'll be taken to the separate website just for the radio show, and you'll be able to hear episode 1.
Yeah, with no ads. It's just the description and the song. Yep. So put it on your drive, on your lunch breaks. Listen to some past guests that we've had on the show.
Yep.
And also, there was something else. Yeah, you were talking about merchandise. So Mark has some merchandise from some of the guests that we've had on. So if you go also to in the merchandise tab, you'll see merchandise for bands like Weapons, Northern Royals, Elephants and Stars, Tyler Gilbert.
Yep.
Who else do we got in there?
There
was 4? I thought there was 5.
No, there's 4 for now.
Yeah.
But we're talking to a few other bands.
That's good. So, I mean, you can get that kind of merchandise there as well. And I think that's about it, you guys. Enjoy the show.
Hello, my name's Jake Vaadeland, and welcome to, I already forgot what you said. What number? What episode? Well, hello, folks. My name is Jake Vaadeland, and welcome to episode 81 of the Sit Down Podcast.
Yes. Brilliant.
Not bad. We've had people redo this part like several times.
So just so you know, I leave those mess ups in there too. Just so you know, so both of those will be in there.
All right.
Okay, so my first question for you, how many people butcher your last name?
Almost everyone.
Yeah.
But at least half. of the people who try and introduce me.
So where's that name from? Because it's not like a Canadian name.
Yeah, no, it's from Norway.
Norway.
Nice.
Yeah.
I knew it was some European thing because the way I pronounce it, I'm Dutch, so I pronounce it Vaadeland.
Yeah.
Which is kind of similar, but you.
And how do you say it?
Vaadeland.
Vaadeland.
As a Canadian.
Vaadeland.
Vaadeland.
Yeah. It'd be pronounced a little differently in Norwegian, but basically the same.
But
Right,
you don't speak Norse, so you don't know how to.
But you have an accent though. Am I wrong? I hear a bit of an accent.
Some people, it carries on a little bit, I suppose. Yeah, just the tad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a wee bit. And how long have you been in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan for? Like your whole life, or?
Oh no. I grew up in a place called Park Valley. It's just a farming community, so it's not really a town or anything, but it's right close to Big River.
Okay.
So close to Prince Albert, and then I moved to Cut Knife with my mom, and went to high school there. And now my dad moved from Park Valley to Prince Albert, and so I'm wherever the shows are. So I'm sometimes in Prince Albert, Cut Knife, out at the farm. It's at Park Valley, stuff like that. Yeah.
Hell yeah. So I had a little bit of an opportunity I just went on YouTube and I listened to a few of your songs today, man. I am genuinely impressed with what you're doing, man. I was taken a little bit aback because we haven't had anybody on the show in your particular genre, so to speak.
Oh yeah.
How would you explain your genre of music to the people listening?
I would say if you had to call it something, it would be a mixture of bluegrass and rockabilly music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now and that's pretty much the nail on the head. Like when I was listening to you, I was thinking of like Johnny Cash and Buddy Holly and like that 50s, 60s rock and roll.
Yeah, a little bit of Elvis in there.
I listened to one of them was Retro Man. I really like that song.
Thank you.
Is that a new one that you wrote?
Yeah, I wrote all of them. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Bravo.
Thank you.
Bravo. I really enjoyed that one.
That's one of those songs that you hear it once and it'll be in your head for the rest of the week.
So I'm very curious because correct me if I'm wrong, you're 18 or 19 years old.
I just turned 18 in May.
All right. So why, where, when, how, like what the hell, man? Like this particular genre, I want to know the story of how you got into this genre. Like I'm like a metalhead, right? I love rock and roll and all that stuff, but I'm like 90s rock, like Nickelback, Metallica, Godsmack, that kind of stuff is like my not forte, but I think
I can kind of answer this already.
On him,
yeah, because it's not just the genre of music he plays. This is Jake.
It is that it's your personality,
right?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'd say so.
Oh, I love it.
I love it. So, just to have something original, but the bluegrass part of it came first. So I started listening to Johnny Cash was a big deal when I was younger. So I guess that's not necessarily bluegrass, but he was a big deal to me when I was younger. But then when I got to be maybe between 10 and 13, 14, something like that, I found a bluegrass group called Flat and Scruggs and the Foggy Mountain Boys. And that's been my favorite band ever since. And that's really, really strict bluegrass music. And so then I worked with a fella named Ira Amundsen for a while, doing basically replicating Flat and Scruggs stuff. We started incorporating some of our own original stuff a little later on, but he ended up moving to Oklahoma just recently. And so I decided, because the guys who play with me, Joel and Steven, also play with my dad in a band called One Bridge Town. And so we decided, since we've already got that connection, well, I'll just try playing with them, because I needed somebody to play with now that Ira had moved away. and there was an electric guitar in there. I didn't know what to think of it to start with, but I knew there wasn't going to be any other option. So we tried it and people liked it, and I'm starting to warm up to it. So that's how it happened.
Hell yeah. So
Yeah.
Joel has that effect of people, I think.
yeah. So how long have you guys been playing together? Like the videos I was watching on YouTube were like, I saw they were posted a couple months ago, 4 months ago, you know, basically 2021 is when those were going up.
Yeah. Okay. So it would have been just maybe a few weeks before those videos were okay. No, what, they went up later though. So maybe, how long did you say they were?
Like
4
I
months?
think there was 4 or 6 months, 2 months, like within 2021 anyways.
Okay, well, it might be 5-6 months now since we started. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
And the Joel that he's talking about is Joel Rose.
Yeah, no, I put that together.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just
for sure.
Yeah.
Which is how
for the people listening.
for the people listening, which is actually how we came across your stuff, was a referral from Joel, for sure.
Oh.
Yeah, definitely.
Joel's been has been pushing you on us a lot.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a good thing. But that's kind of how I got wind of you and your music. Because from what I understood from Joel is that you are going pretty hardcore on getting your shows booked and getting as many gigs as you can get, right?
Yeah, that's what I'd like. And actually, Joel's the one doing all that. He's my booking agent now. So he does all the booking for me, and he's been doing a really good job. We had all kinds of shows. But it's coming to an end here now in September and October, because he's quite busy with Chesterfest, and also because I'm going to be playing with a group called the Local Group from Saskatoon, and we're playing every weekend in September so that I'm prepared for, I'm going on tour with them throughout October.
With the group from Saskatoon?
Yeah, with the Local Group. Yeah. So that's going to be fun, but yeah, so it does mean that there's not so many Sturgeon River Boys shows for another couple months here, but then in November we're planning to have quite a few shows in a row again there. So
nice.
Cool. Yeah, so speaking of Chesterfest, the t-shirts up here.
Yeah.
That's the t-shirt from 2 years ago. We'll be there again this year, September 10th and 11th. You're going to be there too, right?
I'm going to be playing there, with the Local Group band, with my own band. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, question. The Local Group band from Saskatoon, is that still like, would you be playing like Retro Man, like that kind of stuff?
They'll throw in, we'll have a few of mine in there. Because it's going to be the Local Group with Jake Vaadeland. So I'm just sort of a guest with them. Yeah. So,
Gotcha. Yeah. Sweet, man. So, okay, wait, back to, sorry, what did you say about Chesterfest? Like, you'll be playing with the local band. Do you know which day and what time your set will be?
Oh, if I might have, I believe this is right, but the 11th, September 11th, Jake Vaadeland and the Sturgeon River Boys at 1, and the Local Group at 3.
Oh, hell yeah.
I believe. Yeah.
So you have 2 sets.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Right on.
Sneaky
Gotta
Joel.
make that paper. I like it.
Yeah.
So when you're not playing music, I mean, I don't know how often that is, but what do you do?
It hasn't been very often so far, but it will be now again in September, it seems. I used to go a lot of times. My grandparents have a farm in Park Valley. That's where my dad grew up, and that's where I grew up and stuff. And so I built a cabin just to about a 5-minute walk south of the farm. And so I'd go out there lots of times when I wasn't playing music and work on that and add to it, or just spend time out there. I was just out there for a few days ago, because I was playing country at the creek, which was at Ladder Valley Hall, which is Ladder Valley is right beside Park Valley. So I thought I'd go out there for a little while, since I'd be playing out there anyhow. we do well when we were working on the Retro Man EP that just came out. We would do that when we didn't have shows to play too. And now we're working on another EP pretty quick here. So when we've got the weeks off and stuff, we'll be recording and stuff when we're not.
It's amazing.
So, yeah,
I've seen pictures of that cabin. It's not big, but it's pretty impressive.
Wait, and I bet when you say that you built the cabin, you mean you built the cabin, right? You didn't hire someone to do it. You did it yourself.
Yeah, I did it myself. Yeah, that's quite a while now. 2017 I started, I believe, and did it. I wanted to do it all with hand tools, just to do it that way and say that I did. And so accomplished that. And but I was going to I was going to school in cut knife, so of course it took I could only go and work on it on weekends and stuff. Couldn't work on it, so it did take build. But yeah, no, it was fun experience. I'm glad I did it. It's nice to have.
How big is it, if you don't mind me asking?
I believe it's possibly just over 10 by 10. I can't remember if it's probably 12 by 13 or something like that. 1 foot long is wide. So
do you have it like where you could do you record music in there, or it's not set up for that?
It doesn't have power, but if you had, Ira, when he came back from Oklahoma for a little while, we did a live stream out there, pre-recorded live stream, but we had a generator out there, and but we didn't do it in the cabin. We did it just outside. But if there was a way to do it, you probably could. Yeah.
Heck yeah. Very cool, man. Congratulations. That's very ambitious. And I don't know, man. I just thinking of myself when I was your age, and I would just rather hit the bars and the bottle and stuff like that. And was never ambitious enough to build a cabin.
Yeah. I've always been really interested in all that, history and stuff. My great grandpa homesteaded out there, and all those old things. So it's set up inside with all antique lamp stuff that was from my family and stuff back when they came to Canada, and all the furniture is all antique stuff that's come from the family and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm really interested in all that kind of stuff.
Cool. So would you sleep there?
I have a few times. Yeah. Yeah.
You get kicked out of the house?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you said you did it all with hand tools?
I did, yeah, except for taking off of it. So that's my excuse for that. So technically the whole cabin was built using hand tools, but the logs that needed to come out, like say for the door or the window, and taking logs off to make the gable ends, the peak property, that was we had a little if I had done it properly, because this was my first time, I had no idea what I was doing really. I would have, because back in the day they would have had to cut the door out as they were putting logs on, because all they had was hand saw. But I never really thought about that to begin with, so I had to use a little battery saw that my grandpa had around there to take the logs out. And the window and stuff. So I guess I did use a saw for that, but everything was put together and built up using hand tools. Yeah. Right. Including chopping down and dragging them to the spot and stuff.
Oh my God.
Crazy. I've a few years ago, I've had the ambition of doing something completely different, because all of my work is on the computer, right? So I needed to do something else. And I was thinking, well, maybe some sort of woodworking would be a cool hobby to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many projects I did?
None.
0. Yeah, just looking at our garage, it's like, okay, I need to make space.
Turned into a spring cleaning of the garage, and that was it.
And then I was like, okay, that was the exercise.
That's funny. Let's go back to the music. So your father is a musician as well, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And is that how you were introduced to music and found your love for music, was through your dad?
Him and my mom both, because my mom is quite musical as well. She always had a band that I can remember, but all the bands that my dad was in were long before I was born. But it was still very musical family that I grew up in. And now, of course, he plays in Woodbridge Town. So yeah, my parents definitely big influences on that. And yeah.
Right. And then what was the name of the band that you said you found and you really took a liking to?
Flat and Scruggs and the Foggy Mountain Boys.
Okay, so who's that? I've never heard of them.
Lester Flatt is Bill Monroe is, they call him the father of bluegrass music. He sort of made it popular, started recording it and stuff, and he hired all kinds of Bill Monroe and the Bluegrass Boys was his band, and so the Bluegrass Boys, just like mine, the Sturgeon River Boys, is sort of a backup band type thing. And he hired a fella named Lester Flatt, and then found this guy named Earl Scruggs, who invented the three-fingered style of banjo that I play. And so he invented that style of banjo that's so popular. And this is where different opinions come in, and sort of arguments start with bluegrass people. But then they split up with Bill Monroe for certain reasons that I won't go into, and decided they gave Bill Monroe probably 60% of what his popularity and stuff. So they thought, well, why don't we just have our own band? We're just as good, we can do it. So that's what they did. And they called themselves Flat and Scruggs, got themselves some boys to play with, and they were the most popular country music and folk band through the 50s and 60s. And it ended in 69. They went their separate ways, and Earl started playing with his sons and more of rock and roll stuff, to tell you the truth. And Lester had another band then, Lester Flatt and the Nashville Grass, and then he did that until he passed away.
So how did you come across them?
And
how old would you have been?
2.
Yeah.
I believe I was probably, I'm just guessing, it was somewhere when I was 10 or between 10 and 13, I believe. I'm just sort of guessing.
Right.
And I started, because I used to just listen to anything old. Back then, I was just a real old soul. I hadn't went full-fledged with my retro style and stuff, but I always liked old things. So I'd listened to Johnny Cash, Elvis, bluegrass stuff, but I never really knew who anybody was. And until then, I started figuring out that lots of the stuff I was listening to was a band called Flat and Scruggs, and that's sort of how it came about. And then yeah.
Right. Okay, so then when did you pick up a guitar for the first time? Like, what was it, your dad who taught you how to play, or did you go out and have to take lessons?
No, anything I took lessons for, I sucked at. I believe I faintly remember trying to take piano lessons a long time ago, but that obviously didn't work out. And then I remember trying the mandolin. I took many lessons, probably tried playing mandolin for maybe 5 years when I was younger, and I can't play anything on it anymore, so that didn't work out either. And then I decided when I started listening to Flat and Scruggs, I heard that banjo, and so I had to be able to play like that and something like that. So I bought a banjo, and I went on YouTube, and I found some examples of rolls and stuff, and started getting the foundation, and learned my first song was Cripple Creek. And then after that, it got so that I could just listen and hear the different rolls and stuff in the other songs, because it gets pretty simple actually once you get those different rolls and variations of stuff down. And then I could learn pretty much any song I wanted to, and went from there. And then Ira, we actually weren't really good friends before I started playing the banjo. And when I did, he did as well. So we got together, and then we wanted to start playing together. But I knew I'd need to start playing guitar. So then that's when I picked up the guitar, and I can't remember, that maybe is 3 years ago now, and self-taught, sort of my own style in a way. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Congratulations. Hell yeah.
How different is playing a banjo from a guitar?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like the transition there, was it difficult?
Uh, I'm glad I did it the way I did it, because I think the banjo was definitely harder to learn, or get started in, at least. But yeah, it was sort of I learned the guitar faster than I did the banjo, that's for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
because you have the basics covered.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, that's probably because I started with the banjo. But yeah, no, it was quite different at first, but I play a similar I got inspiration from Earl Scruggs. He also played a few guitar styles too that were pretty unique at the time, and still are. I don't hear many people playing that way anymore, and so I got lots of the inspiration from that as well. He played with sort of the same way on the guitar as he did on the banjo, so it's kind of similar that way with the finger picks and stuff. So
Interesting.
Cool.
Very interesting. How many banjos do you have?
I guess I have two. I bought one at Long and McQuaid in Saskatoon, really cheap, something probably from China or something, and playing that, and thought it was just the greatest thing. And of course, all the other banjo players were shaking their heads. And then I got talking to a guy that used to work with my parents. His name is Michael Corcoran, and he's got beautiful, really high class banjos and stuff like that, and pre-war banjos, which are a big deal if you're into banjos, pre-war metal and stuff like that. And he had this banjo that he wanted me to try, that was built by a guy named Steve Huber, who I got to meet when I was in Hendersonville, Tennessee there. And so it's called a Huber banjo. And he just wanted me to try it out, but the banjos were for his kids, for his grandkids and stuff. He had to basically get adopted into his will if he wanted to be able to get anything. But sure enough, here he wanted to sell it to me. Never thought that would happen, and so of course I had to buy that banjo. It was way easier and easier to play, and sounded so much better than that other one I have. And so I got that, and that's what I'm playing, and probably play for the rest of my life. I don't see that it can get much better than that.
So when you say it was easier to play than the other one, what exactly do you mean by that?
I'm not an instrument. I don't really know what makes it easier, but I know that the more expensive ones, I know that the more expensive ones are easier to play. That's the only way I know how to explain it. I don't know how it works.
So you say that this is the banjo you'll probably be buried with, right? But
or one of them. I'll probably be playing it for the rest of my life. I may get more, but it'll be good for the rest of it.
I know guitar players, when they start playing guitar, they can't just have one guitar and they just keep buying and buying. It's like a collector's thing. Do you see that happening in your future too?
No time soon. Just because I don't want to spend too much money on anything, but you never know if I need. It's always good to have some spare instruments around if I can make my living doing this. So if my dream is to be on the road full time, and if that happens, it would be a good idea to have a couple of instruments equal to the ones that I have along with me. So
do you have them at the house with you? Can we see them?
Oh, no? They're upstairs is the problem. Yeah,
that's okay.
My dad's on a meeting up there. You'd probably hear him. So otherwise I would, but yeah.
What if we cut your dad out? Like if you just ran up, went and got him, and I'll cut that section out, and then you can come back in like they were there in the room.
Okay.
Can we do that? It's up to you.
Sure, I'll give it a try here.
Oh, hell yeah. That'd be cool. I'm just really interested because I know absolutely nothing about banjos except for that Steve Martin knows how to play them. That's all I know.
Okay.
And the song Swamp Thing.
You gotta be quiet because
his dad's in a meeting. Okay, I'll be quiet till we get back.
I'll put the phone down here because I'll have to carry both at the same time. So I'll be back.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. All right, you guys. We've been doing this for a while. We appreciate all the views and comments that you guys have been submitting for over the past year.
And thanks for watching even. Just
Well, definitely.
Yeah.
We just want to use this as a friendly reminder. If you're new to the channel, please just click the buttons, like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. I mean, it's nothing. It doesn't cost you anything. Just they're right there. Just click them.
it's motivating.
It is. It really is.
And it also helps that when you subscribe, it motivates us to give you new content and give you like new artists to meet, because that's what we do on the show.
Definitely. So yes, reminder, if you enjoy it, if you don't enjoy it, doesn't matter, doesn't cost you any money. Click the buttons, like, subscribe, ring the bell, all of that stuff, please. And thank you.
All right.
So I presume you've got a name for it,
For
your banjos.
I don't actually.
Oh,
What?
I just call it the banjo.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
But I'll should I just turn the camera around here and
Sure, however you want. I'm really interested, bud.
give this a try? Okay, well that's not good lighting. Sorry about that, but
That's not a banjo.
Yeah, that
That-
doesn't look like a banjo to me.
that's my guitar. That's my Martin D28
Hell yeah.
guitar
Hey.
there. So that's my most recent. I just bought that one not too long. Well, I guess it has been a year now. And this is the banjo.
Oh, look at the banjo. I like it, man. She's a beaut. Is it a she or a he or a them, they?
It's a banjo.
Yeah, I guess I haven't thought it through. Yeah,
Gotta find its pronoun.
but yeah, hand built by in a shop in Hendersonville, Tennessee. So yeah.
So did you go to Tennessee to buy a banjo, or
No,
No, that's the one that he bought from the guy that you would have thought you would have had to be in the
Yeah,
will
yeah.
to get it.
yeah,
okay? Yeah, so there was no it was not, it had nothing to do with the banjo to go to Tennessee.
Right.
no, that was part. Once we found out we were going, that was we wanted to make sure we stopped in there and got to meet him and see where it was built and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, that Michael Corcoran guy that I bought it from would have bought it from Steve Huber in Hendersonville, and we went to Tennessee to go to a mandolin camp. Well, it was called the Monroe Mandolin Camp, but they had banjo stuff there and stuff too. Ira won a banjo scholarship to go there, and so I went with him. So that was fun.
Right. Okay. So you might have touched on this already.
He did.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. Because you were saying that you guys weren't friends before, but how did you guys meet again? Did you say that already? Or did we say from
Well,
that?
we lived in this. We lived in the same in Park Valley there.
Right.
And so
Okay.
I've known him all my life, but we really weren't best friends until and I started playing banjo, and then he started playing banjo.
Gotcha.
Or set to get together and play banjo. So
Is
Does he
it
have a name for his banjo?
if
Does he have a name for his banjo?
I don't think so.
they're both the banjo?
Banjo. Yeah. Which one?
One's my banjo, or the other one is
Yeah,
the other
exactly.
banjo. If you were to play the banjo, would that interrupt your dad in his meeting right now?
Maybe not.
Would you be willing to give us a little taste, maybe?
Um,
I apologize for putting you on the spot a little bit, but I
might have to put the camera down here for a second and get set up here, but
Yeah, that's okay.
find a place.
cool. And we understand that it's like Zoom quality, so we're not expecting like studio quality playing here. Like we get it, but I'm very intrigued, man. Like I said, I was listening to you before we hit record here, and I'm a fan, dude.
Right. Well, I'll see if I can get it on here and try it out. I didn't quite get them.
There you go.
Sure. all the way.
Yeah, that should work.
Yeah, I think that'll work.
Well, I wonder what I should.
How
What
about I have a request.
Yeah.
How about the first song that you learned how to play on the banjo?
Okay, I haven't played that one in a while. One called Cripple Creek. I'll see if I can do it here for you.
Wow.
Very good, brother. Very good. Was the can you give me a roll? Show me an example of a roll. Please.
I don't think about them often anymore, but when I started, maybe I don't know what that's called anymore, but that was one.
Okay.
Guess maybe you can't quite see the hand there, but yeah.
That's pretty cool. How about I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to bug you. How about like a little teaser of Retro Man? Like maybe not the whole song, but like can we get a little taste of it for the people at home?
I guess that I don't play on the banjo with.
I suppose you don't, hey?
That one I've got a guitar picking thing I do there.
Right.
Would you be willing to do that?
Sure, if I have time to go get the guitar.
Oh, we got all the time in the world,
Yep.
brother. However much time you have is what we have.
Okay, well I'll go do that.
That banjo is freaking deadly.
Yeah.
Would you have the patience to learn that?
No.
Me neither. Do you know
depends.
Swamp Thing? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
From like hockey games and shit like that?
Yeah. They actually used to play that in Dutch clubs.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That's
With
a
serious
banger.
beat under it. Yeah.
You must know what Swamp Thing is, right?
I don't think I've heard
That
of it.
you've ever heard that song?
Remember, he's 18.
That's true.
Swamp
yeah,
Thing is
that's
like
that song's
18 years
probably,
old, probably.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's older than
more
that.
than
dude.
that. Yeah.
I'll send you a link to Swamp Thing after.
All right.
And it's okay if you don't listen to it.
It's just a banjo song, that's all.
So you're just thinking just that solo there I could play from Retro Man.
If you wouldn't mind, because what I'm thinking is I can use it as like a teaser to this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like maybe the first verse and chorus or something
idea.
like that.
Whichever part you think will get people's attention.
Because the song's freaking brilliant, man. It's so good.
Thank you. Well,
Or you can just play the whole thing if you want to.
I'll pick it and sing the chorus and then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever works. Yep.
Okay. I'm a retro man with a retro plan and the finest hair in the land. I'm a retro man with a retro plan. I like to be myself as I can. I like to be myself as I can.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yep.
Thank you.
So good. You said in November you're gonna have a whole bunch of sets and pepper a whole bunch out again, right? What kind of like where are you playing up until then?
Until the tour, sorry, was it?
Yeah, like just like in the next
Well, the
couple
tour-
months,
The
like
tour's in October, right?
October, yeah.
Yeah.
And so through September, I don't know. We might get the odd Sturgeon River Boys show, although I'm not planning on it. But every weekend I'll be playing with the local group band from Saskatoon. And then other than that, that's unless we get some Sturgeon River Boys shows, that'll be about it. And then some recording in there and yeah.
Like if people wanted to find you and go and watch you play, like what do you have in the books right now, like where people could come watch you?
Right now, I don't really know the details for the local group stuff, or else I'd start naming those ones off. But I know we're playing in Manitou Beach on September 5th that's with the local group. And of course, I don't know details about that, so that's all I know about that. We've got another show with the Sturgeon River Boys, but that's a private one. But I do know that
at Chesterfest. I guess we know you
Chesterfest,
got
yeah.
Chesterfest.
Chesterfest, yeah, September 11th at 1, I believe. And then November 12th, I'll be playing at the Basement in Saskatoon. I'm not sure what time that is, but what we're planning on doing is putting together a string of shows. So we'll probably have quite a few in November, but we haven't. Joel's going to be working on that while I'm on the tour. So
Right.
yeah.
Oh,
man,
yeah,
that's pretty dope.
he's been bugging me to get Jake in Bellevue.
Oh yeah.
Has he ever talk to you about that? Coming to play in Bellevue?
I think maybe he's mentioned
it. And what's your thoughts of that?
Oh, I'll play whatever. Yeah.
I'll play wherever, whenever, to whomever, doesn't matter, right?
Yeah. As long as I'm on the road making my living doing it, that's all that matters. So
Yeah.
Have you ever played with your dad? You must have, but like
yeah. Before I had any thing, before Jake and Ira and this whole thing, then I'd play when I was just a banjo player. When all I did was play banjo, I didn't sing. There was no way you could make me sing. Just banjo. Well, people still wanted to hear me play banjo, so my dad would join me on guitar, and we'd go, to the Northern Lights Bluegrass Festival and stuff like that, and just do tweener spots in between the bigger stuff. So I've played with him before, yeah.
So how did you know? When did you overcome your like being able to sing, or have you?
Yeah.
Or did you still get nervous singing, or because your voice is like it's fucking bang on, dude. It's good.
No, I almost find I need to be singing and playing on stage. Otherwise, I do get kind of nervous. Now that we've been playing a while and I've got sort of a routine of what I say, I don't get nervous anymore. But no, singing is where I'm most comfortable these days. But there was no way before. I know when I was 2, 3, 4, I'd sing all the time. You couldn't get me to shut up, apparently. And I had the words memorized to Johnny Cash songs and stuff, and I'd sing them in front of anybody, wherever. But then that stopped, and actually it was with Ira, because I knew that I'd need to sing if I wanted to be able to do this, and I did really want to play music, but so I knew that I had to start singing. So we went out to the cabin, actually, and that's the first place, sort of when I got more comfortable around Ira and stuff, we started singing there together, and then eventually went out in public and did it. I was pretty comfortable at that point. So, then got really comfortable.
That's awesome. What's the biggest crowd that you've got to perform in front of?
Probably actually Telemiracle, because that was a crowd, and then on television. That was before Ira and I were a band. I still had long hair, all this kind of stuff, and so that was before I hit my retro phase here. But so that was probably the biggest crowd. But the biggest.
What year was that?
Oh, 2018 maybe, or no, 20. geez, I can't remember. It
Right.
was it was Telemiracle 42, I believe. So
Okay.
whatever that was, yeah.
Whatever that was, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And do you remember, how did you end up getting that gig?
We auditioned for it, and that was before I started singing too, even. And we ended up getting that, playing dueling banjos, of course. So
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So how did that? I think I know this because I think I remember talking to someone about this. But how do the auditions for Telemiracle go? Like, is that something like you send in a video, or you have to go on a stage?
during COVID now, they were doing some sort of, you could send in a video
Right.
version, and there were, but when we did it, you'd go in, they'd have a place where they were doing it, sort of a theater or something that they were doing it in, or a school gym or something like that. And you'd have a schedule, and you'd be in for a certain audition time, and they just do all the auditions for a weekend or something, and have everybody come in. And they'd have auditions in Saskatoon and Regina, I believe, maybe other places, but you had to go into the place and do it back then. And then they give you a call back, maybe 3-4 months later, and let
Right.
you know, or maybe not that long, but
That's what it felt
That
like.
was, I think that was Chris Henderson we were talking to about that, because he had played Telemiracle.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because
Right.
it
It was either Chris or Teresa.
no,
Chris Henderson.
Chris sounds
Sounds about right. Yeah, that's pretty kick-ass. Now, if you could decide how and where your career would go from here, like what do you want? Do you just want to be able to play in front of people as much and as often as possible, or do you want to be that musician who's like releasing album after album and shooting music videos and like that rock star fame? Like, what's the goal, basically? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess now that you mention it, I guess these days it is about consistency with albums and recordings and promo videos and all that kind of stuff. But what I really want to do is when I think about Flat and Scruggs and stuff, they were all in their tour bus going around, and maybe releasing one album at a time, one each year kind of thing. And that's what I really want to do, is be on the road. As long as I can make my living doing it, that's number one. That's really
Right.
what I hope. Anything beyond that is just icing on the cake, really. It's as long as I can make my living doing that, that's
you don't have a backup plan?
not really.
I don't
No.
think you need one.
Good.
You
well,
don't need one. You
yeah.
don't need one. Just do what you want to do, man. Do it how you want to do it. I think you're going to be just fine.
Yeah.
Another question I have on that is creating your own music. Do you struggle with that, or do you find it's kind of like it's not that bad at all?
It was really easy when I started like writing my own songs. Like,
Yes.
it was just song after song, one each day, sometimes two each day. Of course, that was a little excessive, so not all of them are good, because I was writing too much at that point, and so you get sloppy. And that was during, still I was doing my school online for the last 2 years, because of course with my ideas and my style and stuff, public school wasn't a good place for me because of peers and getting bullied for it. And also, I'm not one who wants to go to university. That's the last thing on my plate. And the teachers there where I was were very, very strict about that. So I'd get bugged by them, even just simply for being myself, against going to university. So I was getting at was going online school. Then I had lots more time to write, and then COVID happened and stuff. So inspiration came from that whole experience, a lot about what I went through in school and stuff, and getting out of that. So kind of writing about almost getting back at them in a way.
Yeah.
So writing a lot
Like
about
the
that.
FU, like a big
Yeah.
FU to them, right? Hell yeah, man. I get it.
Kind of, yeah. Well, that's that's sort of what Retroman's about.
Yeah.
And there were a few more, of course, not some of those I don't really like so much, but so I was writing a lot, probably because I'd rather do that than school. So I started writing. But now that I'm done school and playing so many shows, actually, I've been finding it harder to write. I haven't been writing as many songs now. Farmer or Preacher is a single. That's my most recent one. And I just wrote another one here that we might try working on and possibly record it. But of course, I don't know how it's going to sound yet. We haven't tried it. But yeah, it's gone from, a new song, at least one good song a week, to one maybe every month or two,
Right.
which is decent. If I keep it at that, that'd be good. But yeah, it's slowed down.
Right on, man.
Are you going to be scared to run out of material?
I worry about it sometimes. Yeah, I hope. But that's why I think I have to make sure I'm on the road lots and, having lots of experiences and making sure I'm doing, not just sitting at home.
Agreed.
So, because if I'm not inspired, that's where the not so good songs come from, is lack of inspiration, I think. So if I sort of just decided to stop trying to write just for material and make sure I write something that people actually gonna really like. So sort of like Farmer or Preacher, kind of sat on that for a long, long time, waited for the right time. And
right.
Does your dad write music too?
He didn't used to a whole lot that I know of, but recently he's been writing quite a few songs. I haven't heard them, but I think maybe they might get recorded pretty quick, and there might be something coming out for that. So
cool.
Sidebar, have you hit up any of those concerts at EA Rawlinson this summer?
Yes.
Those drive-in ones?
Yes.
Did you play at them?
Yeah, I did a drive-in. Yeah, we had a sold out one on
No way.
August 4th. Yeah, it was the first one to sell out. I don't know if any others, maybe some others have sold out now, but we were the first. So that was pretty good.
Right on, brother. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, yeah.
How was it? How was the atmosphere and the environment, all that stuff?
Really fun. It was one of my favorites so far. Yeah,
Right.
this year. So
because we're Joel and I. Okay, so by the time this is going on YouTube, we've been there already. But tomorrow, so Wednesday, so for the show last
we're going
Wednesday
to Weapons tomorrow night.
We're going to Weapons.
For those of you at home, this would have been last Wednesday.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. I heard, correct me if I'm wrong, I heard it's like there's about 30 cars, one in each, like every second parking stall, there's a vehicle kind of thing, but people are like getting out and lawn chairs and that stuff, or?
Yeah, it seemed maybe there was only 30. It seemed like maybe there was more than 30 cars.
Right. Could be. Did people like go up close to the stage, or are they all kind of distanced?
They were not terribly close to the stage. No, the stage is under the green thing that goes above the doors. It's sort of under there, and then the car is parked where the parking lot starts there, and then they are one parking space apart.
Yeah,
gotcha. So having that be the first one that was sold out, does that make you want to like that? Just probably like lights that fuel under you where it's like, shit, man, I want to book more gigs and maybe I can sell out EA Rawlinson Center again and do an indoor concert and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, but then not for the drive-in, but for inside the whole theater.
Right, where there'd be more people in there. I wonder, does Northern Lights Casino, if they would still have, they used to have shows upstairs.
Not sure if they do now.
I don't know. That's because they just opened up not that long ago because of after COVID.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that's all different. But that, like, because I don't know where in Prince Albert there all is. There's EA Rawlinson. There'd be maybe Northern Lights Casino. What other venue?
There's the, is that the Legion Hall or whatever? No, the Union Hall.
I've never been in there. I haven't got a clue.
Downtown.
Where all have you played in Prince Albert? Just EA?
We played the Rawlinson Center. We played house concerts here. We played a virtual show down by the riverbank.
Cook Golf Course. Maybe.
Oh, the Rock and Iron.
Do they have a stage there?
The Rock and Iron, I think, do have something like that.
We're gonna have to talk about getting you out in Bellevue here, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about it.
Mark's on it. Dude, we would love to have you out this way. Like I said, I got to listen to you before the show here. I'm definitely a fan. If you watch the show, you know that I'm ride or die. So if there's anything that we can do to help promote or help you push you forward, like, don't hesitate to ask us, man. Like, you're part of the family now. Appreciate your time coming on the show. Heck yeah, man. I need to know where you're playing next so I can come see you. But I'll see you at Chesterfest though.
So where
be next? Yeah.
Yeah. So where, for people watching and listening, where can people find you online?
There's my website, jakevaadeland.com, and you can also find all the upcoming shows once I get some more that aren't local group shows on there again. So in November, there'll be lots popping up on there, or closer to November at least, when we know what they are. And then of course Facebook. I've got my personal as Jake Vaadeland, and then there's Jake Vaadeland and the Sturgeon River Boys is probably the page that has most of the relevant content that you would want. And then Instagram is Jake Vaadeland, and then of course you can find my music on Spotify and iTunes and YouTube Music. Oh yeah, and I've got a YouTube channel as well. They could use a few more subscribers. So
you might have to spell out your name just so people can Google it.
Yeah, it's Vaadeland.
There you go. We will definitely have those links to all of those in the description of this episode. And I guess one more question is, would you happen to have and be willing to let us use a song to close this episode?
Yeah.
Which song would you allow us to use at the end of it?
Oh, which one? Do you have one in mind?
I freaking love Retro Man, and I know that if we use it, we'll get flagged, but I'm okay with that.
Well, unless, how does that? I guess I don't know how that stuff works.
Well, YouTube is it's very tough to upload. It depends on how you release your music, essentially.
Yeah, if you upload it to YouTube through CD Baby, guaranteed we're gonna get flagged.
Okay, but it won't. That doesn't matter too much, or
it won't.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm fine with it. Yep.
Okay. What I'm gonna do then is I'm going to can I just play his video?
Yeah.
Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take your YouTube video of Retro Man.
Yep.
And we're gonna close this episode with that, considering you're okay with it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm fine with that.
Right on, my dude. I appreciate it, and I want to meet you in person sometime. So I'm looking forward to it. You will hear from us again, most definitely.
Okay. Well, that sounds good.
Chesterfest for sure. I'm gonna go find you.
We'll be there, and if you gotta come see us too, we're gonna be in the tent, right?
Yeah, we have a Funky Moose Records tent. So come see us, or I'll come see you, whatever.
Yeah, I should be able to find you there then. Yeah.
Yep.
You betcha, brother. Looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for this.
Man, it was an honor.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah. It was fun.
All right, buddy.
All right.
Everybody at home, thanks for tuning in.
People laugh and stare as I walk by in my long tail coat and the tie. So I just tell them this when they ask me why. I'm a retro man with a retro plan. I'm a retro man with a retro plan and the finest hair in the land. I'm a retro man with a retro plan. I like to be myself as I can. I like to dress up fine, and I stick my hair. All the girls like to laugh at what I wear, but I just walk on by, 'cause I don't care. I'm a rich old man with a rich old plan. I'm a rich old man with a rich old plan, and the finest hair in the land. I'm a rich old man with a rich old plan. I like to be myself, 'cause again, I like to be myself, 'cause again.